Oh, my ears. Okay. Welcome back. Hello. How you doing? I missed your beautiful face. And or handsome face. Either or. Welcome back. It's nominally me. It has been a hot minute since I've last posted. Good reason for that. I've been extremely busy. Not only busy, my computer, OBS, has decided to not work for me anymore. It's been very tragic. I did something with the settings where I tried getting the bitrate up and better frames per second and whatnot, and it didn't work. It was not working. It was going like one frame every 5 seconds. It was terrible. Terrible. I tried playing Resident Evil Requiem, and oh my god, you could not make heads or tails of what you were witnessing. Yeah. Basically, anything that could go wrong did go wrong, so that was kind of demoralizing. So I was like, screw this, I don't want to do that. But where there's a will, there's a way. And after deleting everything in my OBS folder, I reset it back to what it was and going at a crisp, cutting edge 30 frames per $800 a week before tax. And then I'd only pay like $70 in gas every week. So, but my job that I'm currently at, it's like a 5-minute drive. So I mean, 5 minutes, $16, 24 hours. Not the best, but I could walk there. The other job, 20 an hour, full time, 40-ish minutes to drive. So eventually the interview comes and I drive over there. Mind you, I am terrified of drawing. It's actually one of my biggest flaws. Not that I have many of those. I'm so awesome. But, I'm driving there and honestly, not too bad. I've always been very anxiety driven, riddled about driving, tongue-tied. But I was able to do it, and after like 10 minutes, I was like, this is fine. This is fine. I drive there. It's so hot. It's 80 degrees, which isn't bad. Actually, I think it was like 85 or 90, something like that. But the humidity was terrible. Like you were drowning as you were walking. And as I go over there, I am wearing a full suit, dress shirt, tie, and I'm like, oh no, my pants, they're small. So I figured I would only bring my resume, my phone, and my wallet. So I kind of left my keys in my seat, and I closed the door. Not good, broski, not good. So I go to the door, and it looked abandoned, sort of. It had like a paper on it where it was like, ring the bell, whatever. I'm looking. There ain't no bell to ring. So I text the person, and she's like, oh, wrong door, go over next door. Also, she mentioned how we had put the interview for 10:30. That's what she had suggested, and I was like, sure, okay. I'm there, it's like 10 o'clock, 10:15, and she's like, oh my god, I thought I put you in for 3 p.m. So they had to get someone else to be my interviewer, and it was good. It was actually really good. I think I had a pretty good chance. Um, we finish up the interview. I go out and I go to grab my door by the handle, and it doesn't open. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And then I look in the car seat, and there's my keys. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, oh man. So I call my mom naturally. I'm like, Ma, I'm locked out of my car. What do I do? She's like, I am not driving my ass over there to you. Alright. She's like, you might as well call the police and see if they can, get you into your car. I'm like, alright, whatever. I call, and the dispatcher, she's like, there's an officer nearby. He'll go over to help you. I'm like, great. 5 to 10 minutes later go by. The same dispatcher calls me, and she's like, yeah, that officer doesn't have his lock kit. So I'm fucked. Yeah. Great. Alright, well, thanks for trying. Have a good one. You too. Great. So I'm standing out there for probably 20 minutes at that point, and there's cameras. It's showing me just right there in the gravel where I parked, just strutting, walking around, talking to one of the workers. And then the woman, she calls me. She's like, hey, I see that you're in the parking lot right now, locked out. I'm like, fuck. Oh no. You got me. Alright. It is the next day. Continuing from where I left off, she said I should try giving an auto body shop a call. It said it was like a 2-minute walk, so it would be like a 30-second drive or something from where I was stranded at. So I called the place. I'm like, hey, sorry to, whatever. I kind of got locked out. Is there anything you can do to help me? And the woman, she was like, no. I'm like, oh? She's like, yeah, I'm not gonna send any technicians to you. But I'm like 2 minutes away, if that. She's like, well, we don't do that. Like, it would be a different story if you, got locked out in our parking lot. And in my head, I'm like, how often, what is the likelihood that someone gets locked out in your parking lot? Whatever. So she basically told me to go F myself. And then I hung up. And then after, I want to say 30 minutes of waiting, a guy shows up for USAA. I don't know if I can't remember if I brought him up in the last part when I record this. Anyway, I called USAA, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever, 75 minutes. He shows up with like a little lock kit where he puts this inflatable thing into the window, into the door rather, and he pumps it up so it starts bending open, and then from there he took this long ass rod and he just he put it so it would unlock the thing, and then he opened it for me. But I decided to stay after getting unlocked from my car because the actual hiring manager was supposed to show up soon from then. So I stayed probably for like 10, 15-ish minutes until the guy showed up. And he was intense. He wasn't very friendly. Um, like, he wasn't aggressive or anything. Like, he asked me if I was okay, if I was able to get my car open. But whenever he was speaking, it was just like the most stern look. So that kind of threw me off my balance. I thought the interview went really well with the guy below him, and then I went to do it with the guy, and he did not seem impressed whatsoever. He was asking me about, what my availability looked like. I was like, man, whatever. He was like, you're super young, and it says here you're an engineer. I'm like, yeah, well, I didn't go to college for it. I don't have a bachelor's or a degree or anything like that, but on the civilian side at least. But yeah, I'm qualified. I know how to do the work. And he's like, interesting. And then I told him as much. I was like, yeah, I'm going to college to try to get my stuff in the civilian world bona fide, so I can get some good work where I can use my applicable skills. And he's like, you go to college, so how much time of that does that take from you? Obviously, he's concerned that the college would take away from my full-time position there, so I said, it's virtual, which is true. It's completely virtual. They just give me however many assignments a week that I have to submit, and it's just that over and over again, and I would be able to do it on my own time. I couldn't tell if he was unimpressed or unenthused, or if that's just how he looked. Usually I'm very good at reading people, but he was so matter of fact that I couldn't quite tell. He is the husband of the woman who called and reached out and set up my interview. And when she was talking about him, she was like, oh, you're gonna meet so and so. He's big, he's tall. People say he comes off as very, what's the word? Intimidating. And I was like, okay, alright, well, I'm a very personable person, okay? I can talk to people. And she's like, yeah, well, he's Israeli. Like, she said that, and like that was basically the face I made on the phone. I was like, oh. She's like, yeah, they're very, yeah. I'm like, okay, well, I'll take your word for it. She was not kidding. She was not kidding. He was very intimidating. Yeah. I got a call from her yesterday, basically being like the position was filled, but she is interested in having me, fill whatever position in the future. And I said, yeah, that'd be cool. And then she was saying how it would be like from a month from then that a spot would most likely be open. And she was asking how if I could find a week off from my regular job to work for them to kind of, you know, do a trial run, I guess. Test to see if I like it before full on quitting my job and transferring over there. But like, I'm about to go on vacation for like a week. I don't think that's a good look to my employers to be like, hey, I'm not working for a week. You know? Maybe I'm just overthinking it, but in my head, that's what I was thinking. I was like, really? I tried explaining that to her, and she's like, well, just keep us posted when anything comes up. So I'm thinking that's sort of a bust. I'm gonna find a new job, which, thankfully, before that call, I had gotten a call from a hospital that I applied to months and months ago. I put in a bunch of applications for this one-on-one observer position. So it's basically just me watching a single person and making sure they don't like die or anything. They don't like fall over or rip their IVs out or anything. It's an entry level position. You don't really need much qualifications for it. But for whatever reason, they just kept turning me down, and I had an insider give me the play-by-play of what was going on, and they found it strange because they were saying how they were turning me down, and every email I would get of them turning me down, it was like, hey, sorry, we're going to go with someone better, basically. But I would always be told from the inside that they aren't looking for anyone. Or sorry, they haven't found anyone. They're still looking. They haven't found anyone. No one's even really applying, I guess. So I'm like the one person, and they're just like, nah. But I had gotten a call out of the blue months after where they're like, hey, are you still interested in the position? Yes, please. Because in the position, I think it's like, I don't know, 20-ish dollars as well. But, it's like a 12-hour shift. So what I applied for was 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And so that's 12 hours. And then it's like 48 hours or so, 36 hours, full-time hours. So that would only be like 3 or 4 days a week. And then I was told you also get extra money if it's like an overnight shift type thing. So I ended up telling her, I was like, yeah, cool, I would love to have an interview. We scheduled one for the 23rd at 3 p.m. It ends up being the 23rd. It's like 11 a.m. And she calls and she's like, yeah, the hiring person, they're not in today, so we're gonna have to reschedule. And I'm like, alright, do you have any windows open? Just like a general idea of when I would be able to next get interviewed. Because I don't get my schedule until a little bit after. Until like the day after or whatever for the week. And we were both like, yeah, neither of us have our schedules yet. So we're kind of on the same boat there. So I'm supposed to call her on Monday. This is the power supply worthy of carrying my new PC. It says gold on it, so you know it's awesome. Let's read the back here. Pro 850G Pro Series Power Supply version 2 ASRock ATX 3.1 compatible PCIe 5.1 ready 80 plus gold 3-year warranty. Features. The features include it meets ATX 3.1 specifications. I know what that means. 80 plus gold certified to achieve more than 90% efficiency. Efficiency in what? Native durable 105 degrees Celsius PCIe or LE. CEM 5.1 12 plus 4 pin cable. I understood 4-pin cable. Compact chassis design, ease of use flat cables. A 120mm fan provides low noise level. I like that. I pray that you can't hear the fan too well, because it is so hot I can't afford turning it down. And whenever I put the noise suppressor option filter on my thing, the audio just turns to crap. So, sorry. It says the AC input is 100 to 200 volts, 50 to 60 hertz. DC output plus 3.3 V plus 5 V, yada yada yada. Combined power 100 watts, 850 watts, 3.6 watts, 15 watts. That is so crazy. Basically the reason I got this is the new components that I want for better recording and gaming. They need more wattage, I guess, to work properly. So big things are coming. I ordered that processor, but it's been stuck on haven't shipped, delayed shipping, whatever. So that's cool. I'm waiting for that. I checked on Walmart. I need a RTX 5070. And on Walmart it's like $600. Crazy. And then I went on Newegg and I saw it was like $1,100. Insane. And then I went on TikTok Shop and I saw someone selling it for like 15 grand. Absolutely badonkadonk. I don't understand. Do people genuinely just buy shit for like obscenely, ludicrously high prices that they aren't worth? Maybe, I don't know. I really don't know. I can afford it to buy those things. I'm not really a big money spender. I buy myself lunch, so that's like $6 a day. So it's not terrible. You know, a bunch of anything I do buy, I buy a crap ton of stuff on the TikTok Shop for like way lower price. Nice segue. Aside from getting the little battery wattage thing in the mail today. I also got another piece of clothing. Papa meat, daddy meat. I'm gonna, let's just stick with Papa meat. Meat Canyon. I think he's a very funny guy. I love watching his YouTube. I love Creepcast, Wendigoon. I ordered this like 2 months ago, so it finally arrived. And honestly, I kind of feel inspired to draw. So that's probably the next video I'm gonna post. So I'm looking forward to that. I should get something so I can record like with a down view, so like looks nice and whatnot. I also need lights. That's probably important. I'll figure it out. That's for later me to solve. Yeah. What's a shame is I don't believe I can put in any of the parts that I have right now. I feel like I asked ChatGPT about all that stuff, and it was like, if it's not put in right, it'll like mess everything up and explode and kill me and all my loved ones. So for the sake of self-preservation, I am not going to do that. But yeah, I think I have been very, what's the word? When you do a lot, like performance-wise, efficient? No. Progressive? No, definitely not. What is the word? When you get a lot of stuff done. I don't know. The further I go on in this video, the more it sounds like a dementia roleplay ASMR. What's the name of that thing? That thing. It's on the tip of my tongue. You know, it's like when you do that one thing and another thing happens to where you get this thing, which I can't remember. Oh, well, I think this is a natural way to conclude this video. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you if you've stuck this long. This video will probably be like 40 minutes maybe. Who knows? Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. It means a lot, and I will see you all in the next video. See ya.